conservatives to see this guy get murdered in broad daylight, and then to see what was pretty widespread celebrations on the left. And again, I think the average liberal opposed it. Every elected official I saw.
Wait, this was the event? Wait, hold on. This was, to be fair, this was the event that turned Drew, right? Like, this is the event. This is the one event, right? That turned Drew into a right-winger, right? Like, just to be clear. How, I just don't get how or why. Like, I know that Drew is a grifter, okay? I know that he's pathetic. I know that he's a grifter. I know that he's a loser, okay, right? We all agree with that, I'm sure, okay? But the thing is that, like, I just, like, even taking the argument at face value, how is it possible that this changes your political ideology if you have solid beliefs? I have no fucking, how is that even possible? Like, I'm flabbergasted, which is why I think that he's a grifter. But yeah, like, the thing is there's no logical explanation for this. Like, absolutely no logical explanation. Like, you have to be delusional, right? You have to be delusional to think that, like, there is a logical explanation. You can draw a line from A to B, right?
Opposed it. But here's the difference though, right? Like, if you went onto Instagram, every left winger you saw, like, I knew like 20 people I went to university with who were progressive, who were like celebrating it. And so people
I'm
people
gonna say
know
cap,
people in real life who
cap,
celebrated it,
cap, cap,
and it's hard
cap.
to walk that back, right? It's hard to then lower the temperature, because this is the way I would say it. This is the way I would interpret it, right? Like, if you would celebrate Charlie Kirk getting murdered, I think you would celebrate basically like my own conservative parents getting murdered, because they basically believed in a lot of the same stuff. And like,
Wait, so you projected, hold on, hold on, hold on. So he projected his parents onto Charlie Kirk? I mean, wait, hold on. So what does he think? So what does Drew Pavlou think about the right's rhetoric upon wishing violence upon Destiny then? Or any other public figure who has to, like, speak out in front of an audience? Like, what is his position on these people? Because they could be in that position too, right? Just I'm just gonna say this right now. Charlie Kirk wasn't just killed for his beliefs. He was killed because it was the penultimate result of the right wing's escalations of violence, right? It's the right wing that killed Charlie Kirk, right? It was a left wing shooter, maybe, who knows, right? But it was most definitely right wing rhetoric that boiled the country to that point. So how could you possibly say to someone, yeah, I picture my own parents in that scenario, that's what made me turn, to someone who could actually be shot? Like, that's so fucking weird to me. Yeah, I don't know. Like it makes, like, I know, it doesn't make sense, okay? But yeah, I mean, this is fucking grifter antics, right? But yeah.
and my mum's like, here's a funny thing, right? Like, my mum has pretty bad views on Ukraine. I've tried to debate her. I've tried to convince my mum so many different times. I've literally been to Ukraine twice. Like, I literally showed her the video footage that I filmed in Dobrapilly and stuff like that. She still has pretty bad views on Ukraine. But at the end of the day, I love my mum, right? Like, I can't just hate my mum because we've
Dylan
got different
asked,
political
oh,
views. It's really
you.
hard. It kills
Yeah.
me. It makes me so sad that she has bad views on Ukraine and stuff like that. And I still hope that I can convince her one day. But like, we can't just be in the business of like complete.
Bro, the way I view Drew is that he's like Ian Miles Chong right now to me, right? He's not American, but he wants to have such an American presence while trying to look like he's a proud American, like a fucking Ameriboo, right? Like, there's a bunch of people who are just like straight up Ameriboos, and it's so fucking weird. Like, you're so desperate to like, it's like how cringe weeaboos are, right? Oh, I want to learn Japanese. I want to I want to bring, like, I'm so into Asian woman. I have the yellow fever, right? Like, it's like these kinds of people, right? Um, but like it's the American version of that. I don't know. Like, that's the way it comes off to me. Like, this is the American version of a weeaboo. Um, yeah, it's just very cringe, I guess.
completely canceling or just like writing off like just huge sections of like the public and our own social lives as well, just because we have different views, right? Like at the end of the day, I still love my mother. Like
Well,
she's the person who birthed
of
me.
course, my father, I'm
And teach English in Japan.
I'm one of them
Oh,
queers, and my father is not too plussed about it, but I still love him. I still love my family,
Yeah,
even if we
You get what I mean,
disagree
right?
about
Like
some things. And I get what you're saying, but I do want to just throw out there that your mom is
Bogan
very
Miles
different from
Chong.
Charlie Kirk, and the idea that Charlie Kirk,
I
it
don't
was
know
his
what that
full-time
means.
job. He had a gigantic platform. He had influence, and he knew it, and he used that influence strategically. He
I
was
don't think
intelligent. And so when you say things like, "Oh, Ukraine wasn't his top issue," that makes it, to me, worse. It makes it worse
it's that.
when
It's,
you
I
drive
agree with
by
you
an
that
issue where tons of people are losing their homes and lives and
yeah.
everything, and you treat it with zero respect. You go, but I don't know, they're all Russian anyway, and you just keep on going. Like that.
Radiant, stop,
Imagine
you're
I
white.
go and say
It was
Hong
horrible.
Kong,
It
you
was,
Radiant,
mean
you're
China
white.
too? Like who gives a fuck? Like if that was
look,
the way that
no,
I talked about
dude,
that, then and I'm not saying again that you should do
I
anything but
hate what you
react
said
with
about Ukraine.
horror to his political assassination, if nothing else but the political stability of the country, outside of course, his children and everything else.
Wait, are you
But
white?
when we
Oh,
talk
no.
about building his legacy, like if I was to die tomorrow by some Russian drone strike or something, I don't need you or anybody else to go out there and start talking about putting my face on some fucking coin or about how great I was, or start making stuff up about how fantastic.
My
Dylan
friend's
saved
I would do
so
that.
Is
many
that
I would do
kittens
that
out of
slur?
too.
trees. No, I was in
Jesus.
a bathroom eating a hot dog, and I got fucking destroyed or something in a fucking drone. It was not that cool, and you don't need to like
This is where I
eulogize me as
disagree with you,
some
dude.
fucking
This is
icon
where
of
this
faith.
is where this is where I disagree with you, man. Like, if Russia killed you, I would immediately go into the street and be like, "Fucking no-fly zone over Kiev right now. Punish the Russians." Like, I don't know. That's my view.
Yeah.
Like, I think I
You
think
can
when
be
people are
angry, you
killed
can
in
be
horrible,
mad
Bogan?
about it, but it's one thing to be like, it's wrong that happened. We should do something to stop stuff like that happening again, which I would appreciate if that was to happen to me. But I wouldn't appreciate if people went out there and started like pretending I was something I wasn't, which is what's happening with Charlie. And that's the only problem I have, is
I
that
don't know.
like we can
Okay, let me.
I'm in
honestly
Japanese.
reflect on what this means for the stability and health of the country, of the fact when
Oh, no.
Nancy Pelosi's
Can I
husband
say
gets hit
something?
by a hammer. We got everybody joking it. We got elected officials joking
And that was
about it. We
wrong.
got
I
non-elected
was fully
officials
against
joking
that.
about it, laughing about it. When Charlie Kirk gets shot in the neck, we have tons of Americans who are like, bullseye. When we say tons of Americans, we mean mostly people on social media, not elected officials. But
Yeah,
that type of stuff
but they
is
still
out
exist.
there.
They
We
still
can
exist.
discuss that. We can, but I don't need to eulogize Nancy Pelosi's husband, a warrior of God. Like, I don't need to go out there and do that.
Let me say this though. Like, maybe this is where we differ a bit, Dylan. But like, if I got killed by a tanky, if I got killed by communists, and I've had like death threats from these guys for 5 years, and Bad Empanadas tried to post my address before and stuff like that. If I got killed by communists, I would literally want Trump to drone strike Bad Empanada the next day. like
That's so fucking stupid. I don't even know. I don't know if I even want to entertain like this absolute fucking inbred moron. Like, what the fuck is he even talking about? Yeah, like, what? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? What? Okay, if I got killed by a communist, I would want. Wait, what? I would want Trump to drone strike Bad Empanada? What?
maybe this is retarded, but like
You can hold that
if I
position
got killed by
regardless
like
of you getting hit, bro.
yeah. I'm just saying though, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe I am a more angry person than you or something like that. But I just think unfortunately there are a lot of evil
I'm
people
dead.
out
It's
there.
not like it matters to me, no.
Like, I don't know if a tanky
Hold on.
killed me, I would literally want the next day the government to just like crack down on everything that they do. Discord servers all rolled up. Like literally Bad Empanada drone striked or extraordinary rendition to Guantanamo Bay. Like, I don't know, like that's just me. I hate communists so much. I hate communists so much after so many years of being harassed and stalked and attacked by them and seeing them celebrate atrocities and stuff like that.
How the fuck? Okay, I'm curious. How the fuck was he attacked and stalked and whatever the fuck by them? Hello? Like, do you have not any videos? Like, you really don't have any videos? like you don't have any videos of like or proof or anything. Like what are you fucking talking about?
That. So it's like, I don't know. I think
Sorry.
the far left stuff has to be crushed. I don't know. Maybe this is
The far left has to be crushed? What the far left doesn't have power in the administration right now. What? Dude, what the fuck is he talking about? The far left doesn't have power right now in the administration. They can't make the laws. Like,
where we differ a bit.
I mean, look, I tankies don't like me. I'm not liked by tankies. But I also like I view them as, you know, gross. I don't like them, but I mean, I also don't know how much I view them as a legitimate political threat because they're self-defeating. You know, you might
Maybe,
have
yeah.
like you might have team fucking okay. This is maybe a I this is Saturday. I don't usually stream. I've been drinking a little bit, so excuse my uncouth, politically
Okay,
incorrect
fair enough.
words. Okay, have you been drinking?
No, I don't drink. I'm like
You're
Trump in
not
that
an
regard.
Australian. But this is the thing.
Yeah, I know, it's
If
true.
if I'm out there and you know I get killed or any
where the fuck is Drew at ideologically? It seems like he is just passionate about whoever fucking hurt his feelings last. Like, I mean, it sounds really harsh to say, I guess. But like, it just seems as though that he has just lost the fucking plot. Yeah.
thing like that, I don't want people lying about me, but like it's not going to change anything if I die and then people go out and they like eulogize me. It's not going to change who I was. It's not going to change what I did in my life. How you die does not change how you live. And so I would rather like us have a
I get you.
conversation about what the country needs, how we can support Charlie Kirk's kids if they need that type of support, how we can bring down the tensions, than necessarily like needing to like honestly, I think it
Just by the way, I don't even think you need to do that. The reason for that is just simply because I think that's like, yeah, I mean, just by the way, like, didn't Trump like call off Secret Service protection for Hunter Biden? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happened. Yeah, Trump fucking called off Secret Service protection for Hunter Biden, one of the most hunted people in the United States, due to a fucking cancellation witch hunt.
could
Can I?
ramp it up. But again, when it comes to the lefties, the hard
Yeah.
lefties, a lot of them are self-defeating. If you have team schizophrenia, right? By the fact that they're team schizophrenia, they're self-defeating. By the fact if you're going around, Mao Zedong shall rise again, you're never going to succeed in American politics. So I'm not saying these people are never a problem, or
Yeah.
never annoying, never make the left look bad, but they, by their own ridiculousness, are self-defeating.
I mean, okay, I get your point here, but let me just like let me say one thing, and people could get really annoyed by this, and but I think it does illustrate where we differ, Dylan. Okay, say tomorrow Russia, God forbid, killed you in Ukraine.
Oh my god.
I would want the correct
How?
response by the American government would be to arrest
I need
Hassan
imagination.
Piker.
No, you need to put a picture in my head. How did they do it?
Like a drone, like say you got drone striked by Russia in Ukraine.
Okay.
The correct response by the Trump administration would be to arrest Hassan Piker. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's actually what I believe.
Wait, what? Dude, you are insane. Wait, I lost the fucking plot. Sorry. Fuck. Hold on. That's... What? I mean, I hate Hassan Piker as much as the next person, but... This one. 140. Sorry.
Would be to arrest Hassan Piker. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's actually what I believe. Literally, like 100%. He posted your
That's what
fucking
you
docs,
actually
dude.
think?
I don't even know. Maybe I'm trolling right now, but
Yeah, wait, don't you, like, hold on. Don't you think that maybe this is like, don't you think that maybe this is a little bit like it's a slippery slope? Like, if we can really arrest people due to stochastic terrorism, like that is infringing upon the First Amendment, period, right? Like it's it's just straight up infringing upon the fucking First Amendment. I think that's ridiculous, right? Because now I could get arrested as well, right? if someone who watches me went out and did something crazy, right? I just don't get like this is not serious. Like this is just not a serious argument. He's trolling. Like I feel like this is just a big elaborate troll. Yeah, I think this is a troll. What the fuck? Like I just don't get it. I'm sorry, I just don't get it. I'm just so confused by this weird thing. Sorry, I'm like re-registering to vote right now because all this voting talk is making me hungry for more voting. Okay.
Like he posted your
See,
fucking
that's
docs.
what I don't
He's
get.
a
That's what I
comment.
said before we went live, Drew. I said the problem with Drew is I don't know where the man starts and the meme begins. And you said, "This is my unirotic position." Is it?
Dude, California is so fucking dope. All active registered voters will be mailed a vote by mail ballot for every election. It's so fucking based. Like how God, I fucking love this fucking state. Jesus.
I'm laughing right now, but look, this guy literally he's a communist who posted your docs. He celebrated like Russia carrying out atrocities and stuff like that. If you got killed by Russia in Ukraine tomorrow, crack down on Hassan Piker. Genuinely, I don't know. People are gonna clip that and get
I
really
don't
mad.
want to Jimmy. You know what? You know what you would do, Drew? You know what this would do? You would Jimmy Kimmel Hassan Piker. His streams would get
Maybe,
bigger.
yeah, maybe.
He'd get more
Yeah,
viewership.
maybe you're right. Maybe you're
and
right.
the legacy that you would leave is making the streamer who showed my 9-digit zip code 10 times bigger and get him a bigger house. So no, I don't.
Okay,
agree.
maybe you're right. Okay, maybe you're right there. Maybe you're right there. Okay, I disavow. I take back what I said. Look, it's hard. I'm just very bitter against these people. You have to understand, like, Hassan Piker has literally about 5 different times on his streams called for my death.
I'm a guy.
What?
Yo, Big Ed, thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships, buddy. Thank you so much. Oh, I just want to say something real quick, okay? There's nobody in this world, okay, period, that I despise more than people who change their politics based on who spited them, okay? If you change your politics because you saw on Fox News that someone was bullying another person, or you change your politics because people were mean to you on Twitter, you deserve to have 0 platform. You deserve to have no audience to speak to. You're a completely non-serious actor. I will not take you seriously. I view you as someone who is fundamentally not human, okay? You are a subhuman piece of shit. I don't want you here. I don't want you in the same vicinity as me. I wouldn't touch you with 20-foot tweezers, okay? You are pathetic, and I don't care if you I literally do not care if you end up in the same opinions as I do. Like, even if you end up with the same fucking opinions, you know what? You want to go and vote for the left? Go and vote for the left, but do not touch me. I don't want anything to fucking do with you. I don't want to know who you are. I don't want to be your friend. I don't want to adopt your son. I don't want anything to ever do with you, okay? You are pathetic. I don't want someone with such loose principles to be associated with me, okay? You are pathetic, and you will turn on a dime. You will betray me and backstab me if you are paranoid enough of me, okay? So fuck you, all right? And just for the record, Drew Pavlou is exactly that person, okay? So I want to make my opinion clear on this motherfucker right here, okay? But hey.
So it's just like I hate these people so much, man.
Look, he
and
said
it's
I'm
like,
a war tourist pervert, and then I'm a
Yeah,
like, he says all sorts
yeah.
of stuff that's completely ridiculous. But like, I mean so did many
God, I hate
people
this
on
person.
the internet.
Fuck.
Like I gotta, you just kind of
Yeah.
have to deal with it. Look, this actually brings us to a topic I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
I don't know if I have it pulled up. I should have had it pulled up, but I don't. There was a display, and I'll just say
Tally too? Yeah, pretty much. Like, the thing is that, like, if Tally wants to stay here and chat and argue, like, she's free to do that. But fundamentally, I just do not see myself aligned with her in any way. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
what you posted. There was a display that
Yeah.
showed a Mexican with a sombrero and 2 Trumpers, what looked like,
Oh, that
hanging
thing, yeah.
in
That was
somebody's
fucked
front
up.
yard. And so the
Oh,
display
you
was
have to
one
admit that was
Mexican
fucked up.
standing next to 2
have to admit that-
Trumpers with MAGA hats. Like, and it
Oh,
was like
that's
it
so
was
bad.
like
You have to admit it's so
it's
fucked
like
up.
scarecrows kind of. It's like it's meant as a political display, and they're being hung by the Mexican, and it's meant
Oh, dude,
very
you have to admit that's
provocative
fucked up.
display. Now,
You have to admit it's
earlier
fucked
you
up.
told me that as an Australian, you can't really judge American culture too much and tell us what we have to and what we have not to do. Now, in the United States, we have an obsessive and very stringent culture when it comes to freedom of expression, to the point where the president of the United States accidentally ended up making Jimmy Kimmel one of the most popular people on TV when he's not particularly even that entertaining, in my opinion, right?
Okay, sure. That is a
So
good point. That's a good
my
point.
point to you is whether or not that's offensive, whether or not it seems like it's violent, you bringing a guillotine to the steps of the Capitol building is 100%
Wait.
politically protected speech. The president of the United States right now is trying to make it so
See,
flag burn. Wait, let me finish. Flag burners
Yeah.
go to prison for years, not months, years.
That's
That type
protected
of
speech.
speech, whether how provocative it is
To be fair,
politically
okay.
protected. And you calling for them to be arrested is attacking my culture, Drew. Stop being so
Okay.
multicultural.
Yeah,
Okay.
Australian.
I get your point about
Sorry.
the fact that I'm not American culture. Listen, okay. I get your point. I'm not a
Bro, this is like a fucking weeaboo being told for the first time. So, like, you're not actually Japanese, you realize that, right? Like, why are you acting like a Japanese person? Why are you like speaking like Japanese? Like, why are you doing this? And like, this is the way that weeaboos act for the first time, okay? When an actual Japanese person confronts them about this and say, dude, you're being way too weird right now. Like, this is what actually happens, okay?
American. I'm saying these people should.
He's
I
so
think
sad. He's so
you need to
devastated by the fact he's
draw a
not
distinction
American.
between like
Jesus Christ.
provocative stuff and like actual
It's so
incitement to violence.
sad.
And I don't know. I saw that display as like full incitement to violence. And for what it's worth, I think bringing the guillotine to the steps of the Capitol building was also incitement to violence. And I think that also should have been cracked down upon as well. And that's my view as well. So I don't know. Like, okay, here's a good example, right? The other day, I think it was like the Department of Homeland Security posted this footage, and it was people.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, but then I would probably ask Drew, do you view burning the American flag as an incitement to violence? Because it shows that you're willing to burn down the United States? Like, does burning the American flag mean that you want to burn down the United States and you're not patriotic, so you're a danger to this country, right? Like, wouldn't that be a very, very, like, I don't know, line of connection that Drew would also accept? It's more like a Canadian pretending to be an American. No, he's not Canadian. He's Australian, which is even worse. It's like farther away from us in every way. No, he is the Ian Miles Chong of Australia. It's very embarrassing. I'm just so glad every day when I wake up and I look at myself in the mirror. I'm just glad that I'm like, okay, shit, I fucking look like shit. Okay, my hair looks like shit. Everything I wear looks like shit right now. I need to go get coffee or some shit, right? I need to go take my Vyvanse. Well, the thing is that I'm just glad I'm not Drew. Okay, just anytime you feel bad, okay, just tell yourself, hey, I'm not Drew. All right, at least I'm not Drew Pavlou. Okay, thank God, thank fucking God. God bless the United States. Okay, God bless the United States for me not being Drew Pavlou, one of the biggest losers in this entire space. Okay, dude, his dad, he literally filmed his dad telling him to go get a fucking job because he wouldn't get a job. All right, like, this guy is like a competitive unemployer. Okay, no matter how unemployed you think you are, this guy is like the most unemployed motherfucker, okay, to ever exist. Like, this guy is like platinum ranked unemployed. Okay, like, that's how unemployed he is. Okay, he's like embarrassingly unemployed. Like, how the fuck does he like even, like, the scariest thing that he's ever seen was not a leftist, okay? It was a fucking job application, all right? That's what he's, like, that is what he is afraid of, okay? Are job applications, okay? The moment he sees it, he freezes up and he's like, oh my God, actually having to work and make money? Yeah, yes. Yeah, guess what? That's like one of the most American things is to work, okay? Yeah, being an American means you have to go work, okay? So yeah, you're being a horrible Ameriboo, to be honest.
Protesting outside an ice facility. It was like one day after that shooting at the ice facility. It was another ice facility in the country. People were protesting outside. It was 1 day or 2 days after that mass shooting at an ice facility in America. And like the left-wing protesters were screaming literally, shoot ice, shoot ice, shoot ice, kill ice. Like, I don't know. Do you think that's protected free speech? Because I would think that like literal direct calls to murder of federal agents would surely not.
It is. like you wouldn't repeat it, like obviously because it breaks TOS, right? YouTube TOS. But the reality is that like the way the protesters were chanting, that's protected free speech. Yeah, it is. Yeah, the reason for that is because yeah, I mean, just like the guillotine for Mike Pence, right? It's not conspiracy to commit murder, right? If it was conspiracy to commit murder, then that is not protected free speech, right? Because you're presenting an imminent danger. You're trying to like prepare an imminent danger, imminent harm, or something like that. Yeah, then you go down a very, very slippery slope, right? But the First Amendment is a strong amendment. Okay, there has been, like, for example, "Fuck the Police" by NWA has lyrics in the song itself that that literally talks straight up about killing cops. Like NWA's "Fuck the Police" is about killing cops. It's about violence against cops. It's about killing cops. Okay, and that's protected free speech. All the members of NWA either died because of other causes that is not associated with being arrested or anything, or they're still around. Okay, Ice Cube is, I believe, is still alive, right? Like, the thing is that, yeah, like, otherwise, fucking lots of rap songs would be like fucking illegal or some shit. Like, if that's what Drew is advocating for, then fine. I mean, I guess he's a Republican now, so he has to be racist. So, I mean, not that he can be a Republican in the first place because he's fucking Australian, but yeah, I don't know.
Be protected free speech.
No, I don't think if you're going out and you're saying, if you're making actionable calls to violence, then I think that you should be obviously investigated
bills for
at the very least. I don't know if we
microtransactions
need to throw them in prison for
work.
years because of their speech. I think that's a little far. I think maybe like probably 2 weeks in the slammer after they cry a little bit, they probably go home and hug their mom. Be like, I'll never do it again.
Yeah, I
I'll
think
work
that's
at
okay.
Walmart. Like, I think that'd probably be fine. So I don't think we need to throw them in the gulag or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not saying
Pavlou
gulag. I'm not
Central
saying
State
gulag.
Committee would have decided. But when we talk about that display,
I'm not saying gulag. I'm not
right?
saying gulag. I'm not saying gulag.
You know the band Gvar?
I mean, how different is this? Like, I'm sorry, how different is this from the lefties that Drew Pavlou claims to hate, right? Like, don't the lefties believe that re-education camps are like a thing, and believe that like I don't know, like fucking spreading like there is something called like having the wrong fucking opinion, being pro-capitalist, so therefore you need to be re-educated. Yeah, I like, this is he's being the exact same that he claims the lefties are, right? Anti-free speech, right? Yeah.
Familiar with that band?
The
They're a band.
which
They have
band?
these giant, like, monster alien.
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna say this right now. Drew Pavlou can't be the representation for Australians in this space, okay? Like, this guy is a cringe lord, okay? You guys need a better representation in this space for Australia, all right? Like, there's plenty of British people already, like, terminally online, right? Like, British people, like, they're just so terminally online, holy shit. But, like, in terms of Australia, Drew Pavlou can't be the Australian representative in this space, okay? Like, he is so highly embarrassing. He is so highly embarrassing. Like, you have August. Wait, August is Australian? I didn't know that. Jesus. That's cool. But yeah. All right. Oh, he's not? Okay, based. Hello? Based alert.
Uniforms, and they've been doing rock music
I
for
actually
like
don't know
30
them.
years. Okay, it's
I
not
don't know
important
them,
that you know them. Well,
Wait, hold on. Where the fuck did Steven pick up someone like August? I feel like August is such a godsend of an editor. Yeah.
Just a drink.
God.
A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Anytime I see name Dobby, I keep imagining streamer looks like Dobby asterisk.
Oh, true. You know what? He probably looks like him too, okay? Rex, thank you so much for the 5 euros. Pounds? Euros? Pounds? I don't care anymore. Thank you so much for the 5. Also, I just want to say, okay? All right. Yeah, I am trying to find, not trying to find, okay? I just don't know where the editors are, okay? I don't know where people find editors, to be honest. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Hey, listen, okay? If you're up for earning fair amount every month, okay, I would say, yeah, let me know.
you need to know is that a
Does me
tradition
doing
at their
videos on
shows
YouTube
is
for free and
beheading
Destiny's
political
allowed to hire
figures.
him?
A tradition
Oh,
at
I
their
see.
shows, they've beheaded the Queen, they've
Jesus.
beheaded President
hate this stuff,
Obama, they
man. I
beheaded
hate
President
it.
Biden, they
I
beheaded
hate it.
President Trump. Oh, actually, no, they disemboweled
hate it.
President Trump. Let me be clear. I need to be fair.
What's
with that.
it called?
They've-
How do I spell it?
It's like GWAR, like war. It's like
Okay, I'm
it's
looking it
not
up
my
now.
type of music, but I'm using them as an example of the type of speech that I still believe should be protected. Yeah, GWAR.
Yeah.
If you look up beheading or something, libs of TikTok.
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah.
The letter they showcase enactments of graphic violence that result in the audience being sprayed with fake blood, urine, and semen. Like,
Yeah, not only do they
I hate this
behead,
stuff. I have to say,
behead
I
these
have to say,
politicians,
I hate this
Joe
stuff.
Biden's neck blood gets sprayed over the crowd so everybody can literally bathe in the president's blood. That to
Oh my
me as an
God.
American is easily 100% protected speech. Because
I mean,
their
okay,
statement
I get
is
you
not,
there, I get you
I
there.
want you to go as an alien, go find President Biden
I
and
fucking
behead
ran
him at a
out
because it's ridiculous on its face, but they are in and of itself
Ran out
a
of ammo.
test of the
Oh,
boundaries
boy.
of our speech. People who make those types of displays test the boundaries.
All the big streamers have found their editors by just looking at fan vids on YouTube and picking whoever they like. So you got to look for the Foodshops fans. Okay, all right. I mean, I'm not really big enough to have like I don't know some kind of loner unbox type shit. But yeah, I don't know. Like just for the record, okay, just so you guys know, good editors are really hard to find, because I believe the entire Twitchful space shares like 5 editors in total or some shit, or 4 editors. Like the entire Twitchful space shares like 3 fucking editors. Okay, it's pretty bad.
And when we have people like Donald Trump, who's inherently anti-freedom of expression, this is somebody suing media organizations for over billions.
Like for somebody to I guess like for somebody to be a part of my channel, like you have to basically dedicate 100% to me, like because of how much shit there is, and just because of how often I stream. Yeah, there's like you might actually be overworked, okay, who knows, but like the thing is yeah, I don't know, you're gonna have to dedicate a lot to me, otherwise I'm gonna be the one doing it, okay, because I the only person I trust is myself, you know, like yeah, I don't really trust anybody else. Yeah. How the fuck do you advertise editing skills? Portfolio, I guess, but what platform or outlet you go to? Oh, you reach out. You fucking reach out to the fucking streamers in the first place. Yeah, it's as simple as that. You go like, hey, yo, I'm looking for a job. Here's my examples. This is what I did. This is my website. Oh, these are the YouTube videos that I've done. Yeah, like typically, if you don't have any history, like, yeah, you're just not very hireable, because there's lots of people who wants to be hired despite not having any portfolio, despite not having any kind of, you know, semblance of skill or anything like that. But, you know, like you can't just figure it out on the job, I think, for some people, because typically YouTubers and content creators have very high demands, but yeah.
Dollars because they interviewed Harris wrong. He's saying that news organizations need to be nicer to them if they want to broadcast and have their broadcast license. He's taking out statues that have permits to be there in the middle of the night with no warning, completely against the First Amendment. And these are just like the things that I can name off the top of my head. If we wanted to, I could give you example after example, even before he got into politics, of him suing Bill Maher because of his jokes. And so I am uncomfortable as a Yankoid giving the government any more expansive power when it comes to speech outside of what we've already given them.
Okay, cool.
Okay, look, I get your point. I probably agree with you that like it is
Find
protected
something
free
you
speech when
trust,
like
or-
Gua and stuff do it, even though I have to say I find it extremely disgusting, and I
Super easy. It's just to make a video from a stream to demo to streamer. Yeah, like I think, okay, something that I kind of dislike, and I promise this isn't like it's a criticism, okay, it is a criticism, okay, just making that clear. I don't like it when people come up to me and then say like, oh, I can be an editor for you, but you have no examples to show for it. Like none. You have no examples to show for it. Like none. Just no examples. What? Dude, like what? Why did you come to me? Like what the fuck?
hate that type of shit.
Are you being serious, or are you trolling? Or
I'm a philosophically conservative man, you know. I don't like you know, hard, like what is it, heavy metal bands like beheading effigies of political figures. I don't like it. In my heart and soul, I fucking hate it. Okay. I agree that like it shouldn't be like
I don't like the
criminalized.
look. I wouldn't do a sombrero Trump MAGA hanging. My point isn't that this speech is great. My point is that we need to protect even some of the grossest speech, because in other worlds, our speech would be viewed as a gross speech. Me, if I was to put a display of Putin getting beheaded, should I be treated in some way with the power of the state?
No, because that would be based. That would be based.
Well, that's based because we agree with that. But you know,
Yes,
when it
yes.
comes to Donald Trump, it's a little different. Even though he's
Well,
somebody who
I do
said,
think
"Wait," Donald Trump said, "Go after women and children in war."
No,
He
no,
said,
I think
"Go
it's
after
no,
women
I
and
think
children."
no,
He
it's
did
very
say
different.
that.
It's very different. It's very different because Trump is a democratically elected leader who was voted by 80 million Americans.
Yeah,
whereas
but if you
like Putin
democratically
is
blow up a
literally an evil
child, you still blew
dictator.
up like a child. My point isn't to say that
I don't think
it's
he even
good to
believed.
attack
I
these
don't
people.
think he meant.
My point is that if people want to engage in radical, aggressive, offensive speech, one of my tests for I remember talking to people about freedom of expression in China, and one of my easy test was, can you go in the middle of like the square of wherever you are and just start cursing out the leader of the country in the most vile ways imaginable? If you
No, I
can,
think you
you
should be
pass
allowed to do
test.
that. Okay, I think you should be allowed to do that. I think it does become a little bit different though, Dylan, when we're talking about like actual, displays of violence and stuff like. Okay, that example, for example, of the Mexican Halloween demonstration where it's like they put out the coffin and they put the effigy of murdered Trump supporters and stuff like that. Okay, like,
I'm not even sure you need an editor at this point, maybe a bit in the future. No, I don't need an editor right now per se. But like I can definitely feel this. Like for example, I would love to have the flexibility of streaming up to like 3 a.m. without worrying that I need to pump out a bunch of videos, right? Like even like you might think, okay, well, you're just editing segments, you're just cutting up the VOD up, right? Sure, I agree with you. It's just cutting up the VOD. But the thing is you need to look for segments on where to begin, and you need to look for segments on where to end, right? On a particular subject and particular segments, right? And not only that, like I also have to create the thumbnails, so the editor would also have to create the thumbnails. Okay, so that's something they have to do. And yeah, I just wish I had more flexibility in terms of like, okay, I get to end stream earlier. I can choose to end stream earlier, or I can choose to end stream later, right? And I wouldn't need to worry about that. But yeah.
like here's an example, right, of difference. Okay, if that had been essentially like a
Dang.
KKK display and they had an effigy of black people being hung, like of course you would surely be against that, right? I'm against that. I don't think that should be protected free speech.
What shouldn't be protected free speech?
Say okay, that example in Texas where
Except
it was
it was white men, like a Klan member or two black people or something.
yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
it should
think
be
that should be
protected free
protected.
speech.
Surely. Even clans, even
Yes.
if it was like a KKK, so KKK
If it was
was
Adam
like,
Waffen, it should be protected free speech.
see, that's where I actually differ with you. I do differ. See, I think this is the difficulty, right? I understand that America has a really strong culture of free speech, and look, I don't necessarily want to change that. All I'm trying to say, right, is as someone who's become
Jarvis?
like
What?
philosophically quite conservative and stuff like that, my greatest concern, what I am so terrified, right? What I find terrifying is the prospect of like civilizational collapse and America collapsing into like civil war, 4 years of lead type stuff. And I desperately want to prevent that. And I just think like stuff like that, like where it's
Why the fuck do you care? You're Australian. You don't even live here. Like, what the fuck? What is wrong with you? Like, what are you like? Like, why the fuck are you like? All right, okay, all right.
like whether it be
I
like
don't know.
KKK
I don't know why
demonstrations
you
of
like
like
That
this.
type
effigies
of
of black
stuff has
people,
existed in our
or-
country forever. This is not a new thing. Like I remember going down in like
No.
West Virginia with my family and seeing some pretty
You gotta
offensive
work
things on
ChatGPT
people's
into your
front lawn.
workflow.
You know, and like I look, the idea of like
I get it.
Obama being
Oh.
like, this is like, oh God, he posted another thing about Obama. I know how to deal with Obama. It's an easy solution. You know, like the kind of offensive stuff that I would hear. And at the end of the day, like I think it's gross. I think it's horrible. But this is constitutionally protected speech. And it's one thing,
Okay.
Drew. It's one thing if you were to
Yeah.
say, you
An
know what,
AI
it should be
engineer?
taken
Are
down.
you?
You know,
Like,
maybe the
actually?
local housing
I don't
council
believe you.
or the local like groups should say that's, you know, bringing
I
down our
work on
housing
AI.
values.
Yeah,
and like,
right.
what do they call it? A homeowners association. You know, one of the little
Yeah, yeah.
homeowners dictatorships comes
Nerd.
in and says, you cannot have that on your lawn. I don't like a lot of these homeowners associations, but they go and they do that. Okay, you said they needed to be arrested.
I think Drew is like particularly cucked because it's like, I mean, it's one thing to be a simp for America, right? But it's another thing to know that your country is essentially providing America with a surplus, right? For the trade deficit, it's a surplus, like in favor of America. But then at the same time, the Trump tariffs are still affecting Australia, like a fucking absolute fucking sped fucking crazy fucking shit, I guess. So it had nothing to do with the trade deficit. But I guess Drew is so patriotic us to not question this point, I guess, because he doesn't give a fuck about politics or anything regarding like actual economic issues or like the welfare of his country. But instead, he is just more than happy to become like a fucking cock sleeve for Trump.
But I would genuinely like if a KKK member put up an effigy of black men being hung, like I would genuinely think that's like should be criminal offense.
That gets posted
is
on
what-
social media all the time. I see it's on Twitter
don't think it's
every
right.
single day. I
don't
see
think it's-
people posting. I've seen that Wojak of a trans person hanging themselves almost every single
one didn't go
day
wear it out.
on
Drew
X.com.
Pavlou
I see that one. I
Who's been
do- I
arrested
get you
for it?
there.
And should we arrest people for social media posts?
Say
Like
sec
that.
right now.
Not social media. Okay, not social media posts, but
Social media
I-
posts
look,
about
I-
hanging and lynching people, that's okay. But
How
not
the fuck do
okay,
I
but
access-
legally okay.
I don't understand.
Effigies, that's different.
okay. Look, look. I
Huh?
get what you're saying here. I understand it's a very fine line. I don't want to see America go down the route where it's like Britain, where literally in Britain people are getting arrested all the time for just social media posts. That's fucking crazy. I hate that. I don't want that to happen. All I'm saying is like direct incitement for violence. There has to be stronger response to like direct incitement to violence.
Okay, I
think.
agree with that. If
And-
somebody says
Yeah,
kill XYZ, attack XYZ, you should go after them. I even think people who like might even be actively just encouraging civil war on social media should at the very least be
I love
looked
throwing
into.
knives.
If
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
you
you
know, if depending on how they make their call, like if they say, "Here's the local electrical substations," I think, okay, that isn't just libs of TikTok just randomly saying civil war. You know, that's
Yeah,
something
yeah.
actionable. You need to move on that. But I agree with you about the risk and the danger of civil war. Like we said, war
Yeah.
is the degradation of law.
Yeah,
It is
Jordan
the
Peterson.
destruction
Jordan
and
Peterson
absence of
isn't
law,
from
and
Australia.
people don't want
What?
that in their homes. People don't want that in their communities. The idea where you're vulnerable, you have nothing protecting you and your family from artillery shells, drone strikes. And this war is going to be a lot different than the last time Civil War hit the shores of the United States. And so I agree that this is something we need to fight against. I think anybody that's calling for civil war or trying to use the moments to increase tensions should be socially ostracized from society, pushed out of public commentary, should be
Temple.
viewed as these are people that want you to murder your neighbor. When Andrew Tate goes out there and he says civil war, he wants you to fight and murder your neighbor. When
fucked
Ian
up.
Miles
It is so
Chong says the
fucked
same
up.
thing, he wants you to murder your neighbor. When libs of TikTok says that, they want you to murder your neighbor.
Yeah,
depending
I-
upon
I
their
Peterson's
political views.
Canadian,
And if
dude.
you
Like,
think that it'll be their homes burning and not yours, you are a naive fool.
Yeah, look. I want to make it clear as well. Like, I
Not your
attacked a
naive
lot of
fool,
people.
but the person who would think that
No,
the
no,
war
no,
won't
no. I
come
get
to
what you.
them.
Yeah, no, I fully agree. Look, I attacked a lot of leftists over their commentary about Charlie Kirk, but I also condemned very strongly. There was a right-wing senator in Australia called Ralph Babette, who is like, he's like probably the most MAGA type senator we have in Australia, and he like literally responded to Charlie Kirk's murder by going like, the time for dialogue is over. Go out there, destroy the left. And I fully condemned that. And I said this is disgusting. This guy is literally like a former real estate agent. And he doesn't understand what war is. He doesn't understand what civil war is. He's telling you to go out and like fucking destroy your life and kill people. And like, he's a fucking real estate agent.
Dude, just by the way, I just want to say, like, Drew has such an inflated opinion of himself. By the way, like a proper locale, okay? All locales, a lot of locales have a very, very inflated opinion of themselves, okay? Like they think that they are the one. Like they truly think that they are the one. So like Drew is like talking about this as if like, oh, I call this person out. I call this person out. He's thinking that his call outs even mean anything in the first place. And people just don't like laugh him off, which is, by the way, like this is what happens. Okay. Like whenever Drew does something, like I feel like people just laugh him off, and for good reason, by the way. Like, no, like you shouldn't take this guy seriously. Yeah. Odds that Drew is going to fully realign with Dylan by next week. Oh yeah, if he gets paid on X enough, yeah.
So it's like, I fully condemn people on the right who also engaged in that rhetoric. There was a lot of that rhetoric as well, right after, obviously, Charlie Kirk's murder. My number one concern is I want to prevent civil war. And I think you would know.
Well, I'm sorry, but full condemnation of the right doesn't mean jack shit when the leader of the MAGA movement is the one who is calling for direct violence and violent retribution. And, oh, will someone get rid of this troublesome priest type dialogue, right? Like, why are you assigning this to, oh, yeah, like, oh, we have several bad actors who are just horrible and the left is horrible for all this, right? When in reality, you should always just be focusing on Donald Trump. Especially if you think that, especially if you're a marabou, right? Donald Trump is like against every single like aspect of society that is good and what we stand for or whatever, right? Yeah, I don't know. It's fucking cringe. Cringe.
know this, Dylan. Like, people
Ooh,
think when you talk about civil
nice.
war, you're talking about, standing armies in the field shooting at each other. It's not like that at all. What I'm talking about, and I think
It's
what your
machetes.
colleague talk, yeah, it's like years of lead. Well, we're talking about the years of lead, and we don't want to have like. I think the most
Years of
realistic
lead.
scenario here is like basically the Northern Ireland troubles, but transposed on America, which is like just a fucking horrifying thought, because that would be so many people killed, and it would be just so horrific. So
Absolutely.
I really want to try and prevent that. I really, really want to try and prevent.
Then why the fuck are you like renouncing? It's just so stupid. Like, I just don't get the point of like renouncing anything then. Like, just so confused what he wants. But I don't think he's being serious. He's just not. He's just so unserious. Like, he thinks that you should arrest Hassan if Dylan Byrne gets killed. If Dylan Burns get killed, you should arrest Hassan. Huh? Under what? Under what fucking law? Like, what the fuck are you talking about, mate? You know?